Hello everyone, good morning. I am Ansad C, PhD student at Mohali. The paper I would like to present here titled Making of Hindu Fishermen, an Ethno-Historical Study of RSS in the Coastal Malabar regions of Kerala examines how Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, an organization that promotes Hindu nationalist ideology, successfully imparts their ideology among the Haraya Hindu fishers communities of the Malabar region in Kerala. Kerala has witnessed a comparatively lesser number of communal clashes in India compared to other states. The Bharatiya Janata Party, the opponent of Hindutva agenda, is yet to grow into a decisive force in Kerala politics. Given the marginal political presence of the BJP, the mainstream academia mostly neglected the organizational work of the Hindu nationalist forces in the state. Most of the earlier literature on Hindu nationalism in Kerala primarily focuses upon the ideology and the history of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. The recent studies of scholars like Yasser Arafat and O.B. Rupesh have made a drastic shift from the existing literature on Hindu nationalism in Kerala. Arafat's study examines the manifestation of Hindutva rhetoric on violence, sexual politics, and the notion of purity in Kerala, and the ethnographic account of Rupesh examines the attempts of the RSS and its Parivar organizations to teach the everyday Brahmanical rituals and other forms of worship to the Dalits and backward classes. According to him, the Sangh Parivar's interest in the heterogeneous worship practices in Kerala is meant to expand their ideology among the lower caste Hindus. It's imperative to investigate how Sangh Parivar's ideas are propagated in different areas among various sections of Kerala society. Next, I would like to present demographic profile of coastal Malabar. Araya Hindus and the Puislam or Mukwa Muslims are the two important fisher communities that live in the coastal regions of Malabar. The sea fishers of the Malabar coast were known as Mukwans in the colonial records. The hereditary chief of the Mukwans is known as Arayans, and the deity of the caste is known as Bhagavati. Nowadays, the Hindu fishers in the Malabar coast use the terms Araya and Mukwa interchangeably to denote their caste identity. Araya Hindus relate themselves as the descendants of Vedavyasa, the great sage in Hindu mythology. Piyaji Mathur argues that the Hindu fishing communities claim superiority over Brahmanas as the twice born were ordained from among the Aryans. He also points out that the caste Hindus consider the fishermen polluting in the traditional caste hierarchy. However, the Hindu fishers have not had to undergo much caste violence and atrocities compared to other lower caste in Kerala. This is because their occupation is not subjected to the day-to-day interventions of the caste Hindus. According to Mathur, the Mapila fisher folks are converted from Hindu fishing communities, particularly from Mukwa and Mogaya. They are found in almost all the coastal villages of Kerala. Conversion to Islam was a common social phenomena among the Mukwa caste. The new converts are called Puislam or Pudiya Islam, that means New Islam. The Puislam fishers occupy the lowest social position in the traditional hierarchy of Muslim society of Kerala. The coastal regions of the Malappuram district are mostly occupied by the Puislam Muslims, whereas in the Kozhikode district, both the communities live side by side. However, the Pudiyappa coast is the only region in Kozhikode district where the entire people belong to Arya Hindus. Two consecutive raids between the Araya Hindu and Puislam Muslim fishers in Marad is one of the darkest pages in the history of contemporary Kerala. In the first outburst that occurred on 4th January 2002, three Pusla Muslims and two Arya Hindus were killed. In the retaliation, the second incident occurred on 2nd May 2003, in which eight Arya Hindus and one Pusla Muslims were killed. The Marad incident helped RSS to maximize its influence in the coastal areas of Malabar. The Araya Hindus in the coastal areas of Kozhikode district from Bepur to Ayyur have marital alliance between them. Therefore, the Marad incident has had a direct impact on entire coastal villages of the district. Even before the Marad riots, the RSS was able to establish a considerable influence among the Arya Hindu fishers. RSS began its organizational work in Kerala in 1942. Three RSS Prajaraks from Nagpur were assigned to spread the Hindutva ideology in the state. In Malabar, Dandopat Bapurao Tengadi, DB Tengadi, has introduced the ideology to the upper caste Hindus living in Calicut city. With the help of them, RSS established its first Shaga in Aichavatam. It is said that before the ban on RSS following the assassination of Gandhi, they established a Shaga in Velail, a coastal region near Calicut city. Due to the proximity to the town, the Velail fisher people were able to make comparatively more social progress than the fishers in other areas of the district. Some of them were highly educated and employed in various government sectors. The upward social mobility in this section made it easier for the RSS Prajaraks to communicate with the fishers. Gradually, Shagas were established in all the major coastal villages in Malabar. Even though the caste Hindus were the first to admire the Hindutva ideology, the Hindu Arya fishers of Malabar adopted it faster than other Hindu communities in the state. Next, I would like to talk about making of a cultural Hindu. The RSS organization presented itself among the fishers as a Hindu cultural organization that propagates national culture and values. The aim of the organization is propounded as it teaches Hindus their culture and heritage, the mutual correlation and their responsibility to society. The RSS assured that their organization incessantly works to teach children moral values and skills to develop their character and inculcate a sense of community consciousness in them. Moreover, they motivated people to do national and community services. Most of the Arya Hindus who joined the Shagas were young people and they were greatly influenced by the RSS vision of nation building through character building. The day-to-day activities of the organization for the mental and physical development, the consequent changes in the behavior of those who went to the Shaga prompted the parents in the Hindu fisher families to make their children part of the organization. Through its organizational work, the RSS nurtured people within the Hindu Arya community who could lead the community. In the early days, the organization gave priority to identify and create a group of Aryas who are knowledgeable in Hindu culture and customs. In the long run, such people took over the leadership of the Arya community. Meanwhile, Kadal Kodadi, Sea Court, a traditional social governing body consisting of the Valakar, that means boat owners, and the elites of different communities on the coast, declined its importance. As a result, organizations along communal lines such as Hindu Arya Samajam and Muslim Mahal Committee replaced the earlier secular institution that governed by inter-community relations of the fisher community. The formation of Arya Samajams in each of the coastal regions marked the beginning of the organized social activities on the coast. The main objectives of the Arya Samajams beyond resolving disputes in the society are to renovate temples that have been ruined, to organize the activities for the spiritual growth of the members, and to provide socio-economic support to the needy. Marad Arya Samajam was established in 1964. It was known as the Haindava Seva Sangam until it registered under the Government Registration Act. The RSS members have played a significant role in the creation of the Haindava Seva Sangha. The name was given to propagate the idea that the Aryans were also part of the larger Hindu unity. Sridharan, one of the RSS leaders from Marad, says that recently, when the members of the Sangham become the leaders of the Arya Samajam, they took initiatives to perform the rites and ceremonies in the temple's affairs according to the tantric rules. The priests who have learned the tantric knowledge are selected from within the Arya communities. Unlike the past, daily pujas were performed in the temples, and some of the pre existing rituals were stopped or become less important. While discussing the socio-cultural activities organized by the Sangham and its Parivar organizations, Sureshan described how RSS has popularized the reading of Ramayana among the Arya Hindus. He says that in the coastal region, the month of Karkidagam is considered as the month of famine. The fishers could not do fishing due to dark clouds and heavy rain. Hindu Aikyavedi took initiative to make them understand the importance of the month. Today, almost all the Hindu houses along the coast recite the Ramayana. Another respondent, Madhavan, talked about the celebration of Sri Krishna Jayanti by the Bala Gokulam, a Parivar organization that works among the children. In the 1950s, Bala Gokulam started as a column in Kesari magazine and later it became an organization. He said, I was born in a Congress family and my mother was a local leader of the Congress. When I was a child, I had strong desire to dress up as Krishna in the Sri Krishna Jayanti celebration of Bala Gokula. Nevertheless, my parents did not allow me. Therefore, it was through Bala Gokulam that I became a Swayam Sevak. Many people like me have become part of the Sangh movement. In such a way, women, children, and largely participated in the Hindu nationalist movement. On the one hand, Sangh Parivar was ready to accept the heterogeneous customs and beliefs of the lower caste like fishers, but on the other, they tried to purify them according to the Brahminical knowledge. This process of assimilation and acculturation can be seen as the RSS expansionist vision. There are scholarly writings on the process of Hinduization by assimilating Dalit Adivasi past heroes to the epic Ramayana to display their proximity to the Hindu culture. Uh, these purposeful initiatives of the Sangham and its Parivar organizations brought the so-called Hindu culture into the households of the Aryas, changing traditional beliefs and increasing threat to religious syncretism. The Arya Hindus and Islam Muslims traditionally shared certain socio-cultural practices in different coastal regions of Malabar. Mathus observed that the Mukwa Hindus converted to Islam have not completely abandoned the traditional ideas about certain gods and goddesses. There is a coexistence and integration of the traditional of the local Hindus and Islam. The Arya Hindus also followed certain traditional customs and offerings of the Islam Muslims. Ramdas highlights the cordial relationship between Arya Hindus and Islam Muslims in Marath. The boundary line between the communities was narrow and they celebrated their customs together. He describes Arya Hindus' participation in the Maulid function in mosque and Islam Muslim participation in the temple festival. Shanmugan says that although minor conflicts occurred between the Arya Hindus and Islam Muslims before the Maratha riots, the relationship between the communities was amicable. Both the communities together practiced Kurikalyanam, marriage assistance provided by each household in the region. Likewise, the festival of Bhadragali temple in Bepur near Marat begins with conducting some rituals at the nearby Mudakara Masjid. In Pudiapa coastal region, both Puisla Muslims and Arya Hindus believe and worship in the divine power of the Manat Bivi. The deity is worshipped by both the communities to face the challenges, uncertainties uh, that come with the occupation of fishing and the vagaries of nature. Earnings are based on the quantity of fishing contingent upon various environmental factors ranging from the wind direction, the flow of water, and the availability of fish. Hence, the catch is a matter of luck and misfortune. In the past, on the Koilandi coast, it was customary to give coconut and oil to the Valiagat Masjid when the fishing boats were newly made or renovated. Both the Islam Muslims and Arya Hindus performed this ritual. Today, instead of offering to the masjid, a large number of Aryas make offerings to the Urupunnikavu temple. However, a small section of Hindus still follow this practice. Due to the influence of RSS among the Hindu fishers, the religious syncretism between the two communities is under threat as the mutual cooperation and sharing of rituals are now changing and under contestations leading to further communal tensions. The RSS become influential among the Hindu fishers was through their cultural projects. By these projects, RSS and Parivar organizations were able to create the Hindu mindset among the Arya fishers. These projects have succeeded because they were ready to assimilate and accept the traditional beliefs and the customs of the Arya Hindus. Moreover, Aryas did not disagree with the upper castes who came to propagate the ideas of Sangam, as these propagators try to ensure that the fishermen do not feel that they are discriminated against on the basis of caste, and also created a unified Hindu consciousness. This is my concluding remarks and references. Thank you very much.